94.7 Asempa FM Sony 24 minutes after 2. Live from our national studios at 355 Fanofa Street in Kokomlemle, Accra. The 6th day of April 2022. It's a Wednesday afternoon. The midweek edition of our show is live and airborne. Meeting your say bonso from your bima. Yena etiefo nyinara ase. Mo amude fidie no. Ato hebia wutie wo radio so in your car, in your office, in your house, utie ya. Yeda mu nyina ase ema mo akwaba. O share on Facebook Live. For some reason you are not close to your radio, but our phone or laptop, share on Facebook Live, sounds so on YouTube. On Facebook, Asempa 94.7 FM. That's our page on Facebook. Like the page and watch our live stream. Ubet me the comments and so go on YouTube, Asempa 94.7 FM. That's our channel on YouTube. Ubet me sharing live. And so we're on Twitter, very, very active on Twitter. You handle it at Asempa947_FM. On Instagram, the same thing, Asempa 94.7 FM. You can find us online. It will call myjoyonline.com and adomonline.com. Ubitimi etiye ewoho. Sounds sooner after the show. So when you're quiet here because of your busy schedule, you can always download our podcast after the show. adomonline.com/podcast. Ubitimi etiye ewo. And as ubitma download the podcast no ewo. And there are some other platforms and so ubenya in podcast and very, very, very important. So you don't miss out on all the action on Ghana's biggest and the most authoritative political, social, and current affairs talk show. In the podcast, local Facebook podcast, you can get us. Spotify, TuneIn, Apple, Overcast, Amazon Music, or Audible services, Amazon Alexa, and Google Podcast. You can download the podcast of this show and get to listen again. Always on Facebook, the show is there. On YouTube, the show is there. Or multi-TV decoder, maybe a radio channel, no, Asempa FM, and a HD Plus decoder, and so radio channel, Asempa FM. And I would want to spend some time on stations if I enjoy media no aman on it. Omo doso pa. And it is a unim station be radio station be aman on it. Na eho na utie kosi say mo amu share free on YouTube or US or UK or China or Holland or Denmark. Radio station na utie was so let's know the name of that radio. So we bet me there to Facebook comments name na ya share abobodi no the amamo. The nim no in him said there are many other stations efa ekosi saying enti radio station be a utie was so ewa manone fa edino eto Facebook or YouTube a live stream no comment section no na ebesha kan ediama. We know say Golden Radio in Worcester efa in show in live. Hope for Life Radio so Virginia all in the US of A. Uber UK Abawa Radio, Amansan Radio, Naspa Radio, Winners Radio, and a Golden Beat Radio. Oko Germany, or Sankofa Radio, it was Stuttgart, or Monso FIA. There are stations in Paris, stations in China, for example, GL Radio Online, FA Ekosi saying live, was China. In the stations, Nedia, or Modoso, Papa. Production team near Dominic Isiaboa, Nana Chumberema, Jackson or saying Tiamoa, Yawo Eric or Paris. Popularly known as DJ Yayo, Queen Star in Japan. Omunyina ne boy ne chiwon. Omanhene kwabena santiatena se. Me hear some segment nimre na so e hwe e de abremu. Omana kwaba let's sing.
Oh nyame adom. Warren say Maburu no car sem choma dodo 90 na ibitimi ko na omko Nigeria na omko apply for visa to Ukraine omudu Ukraine
Nigeria
Ghana for this year na omko do Nigeria no more apply for Ukraine no more ko seek asylum.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey.
It's so funny.
Why not maintain?
We need to start fighting that mentality that abruchiri is the ultimate.
Even the situation in Ukraine now,
it's a shame.
Still a bit more coho.
It's a shame.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a shame. And when I've seen them, young could be Lagos now. Yeah, didn't come on. And I'm sure, well, if that is the case, yeah, And you're worrying. It's a shame.
Hey.
Even though it speaks to us, by this kind of speaking, or meaning a jay dagana santia, or the okra won't say jada or now nantia koto genem.
Yeah, it's
you know what impression you want to deliberately create impression, man. So I say it's a deliberate impression. Would there be that will be na mekano? Obi also the OT. Obi any what ni obitimati because if Ibrahim Mama is still working, if Asuma Bandes are still working, the Zoom Lions are still working. Because you chumu na gusu ye juma. Chira say, oh yeah, why you still have to work?
Yeah.
So I say, and clearly, Obi intimin tina ye da. They be a gusu tina ye. In every day, I understand that you nipa and so on, but you know. Sometimes me and to say channel.
Yeah, but my
that's the worry.
But Oman, you know my real worry. My real worry is so we share in population now. We see a very youthful population.
Yeah, because
the median age of 19.5.
Yeah.
If the youth of this country begin to lose hope in this country, it's a problem. We already are forming a chunk of the population. Mind you, sir, in the last election, 2020 elections, no, unim say. 1 in 2, that is 55.1%, or 9.338 million out of the 17.027 million people are won't call voters register. 17 million plus, not a 9 million plus, and no between the ages of 18 and 35 years. Out of 18 and 35, no, it is also 9.338 million now. Now, a move 15.5%, which is 2.635 million. Now, we are first-time voters.
Yeah.
That is those between the ages of 18 and 21 years. And Sawosha, even determining the future direction of this country, who rules this country, you know, the youth, and they take those decisions. And the so you lose hope in this country, right? It's a big problem.
Well, but Obina Mekachi was she national security document, and it will go a long way to help us. And how are we losing that hope? How? Because you need pointers no book mu and our shelves mu. You need pointers. People are leaving the shores of Ghana, or a doctor, or baking bread, or a taxi driver, or a mason, or professor, or beko Doha, and as a Qatar, and as a beko, you know, America.
Yeah.
Why? These are the things that we have to look at as Oman. But say we lose hope for my home there. Well, Obiani will stop from traveling. But I'm telling you, you cannot entirely say Abruchino as smooth as you think.
No. The grass is always green.
Yeah, because I want to just take off that mentality from a lot of the youth. We rather have to look within.
Yeah.
Yemmo modia say yen tokro bebrebe de da mia bino ye betuatua because if obi okra masters free akọ Abruche ko yedmo shopping mall.
Yes.
Na so did the answer nye no kra sa mo for trolley o say what and no kwana or hihye keke ya amanfo didi dwawi na o didi gina basa na no kwa wa hihye no kwa keke no for the day no or you prouder na that same job no you can say what we o the kwa sa part time no more sa hodo wo ya you will not do it. So for so many reasons, but whichever reason, why did you go out there to go and do that job?
Because it pays well.
But you know, because ocean salary disparities in this country, I am command as di ankasa. Ocean how we treat the workforce. I am command as and also input to our workforce so the bar. It be a very annoying.
Yeah.
It's a be jacket your command man. They really don't deserve
yeah.
That's why we have to look at it.
Yeah.
Hope no ha. Na akasi ebehye hope na obia so because obi emabunu be say na university a oka dan ye kapan no asema so obi di pan no di agro enye na ye want the pan no kono mi nye no create employment opportunities. How many people?
Probably one of the biggest employers in Ghana
that's
at the moment.
There's a mindset that has crept into youth mentality, no? All because you giant space into obia person use the biggest phone now. No baby I will kokra na da na Kamal di ne ka se mo TV so.
Yeah.
Or see onipa ya jibu send for the Japanese photos rich people mo ko tamaliko ye kwan no omo bie kwan no.
Yeah.
You know what happened China ni no ono ya ambassador no buy no see the situation as ato we dey on find cheme omo titwe on find as a we dey ato nso nye super also show omo ye ko jibu send no or shoes and you suit as wow this country we still haven't gotten our priorities right. Why? we are competing amongst ourselves rather to develop the country Ghana and number youth opportunities. And they're campaigning for opportunities in life.
Yeah.
But Mabunu do na ankasa a certain space and freedom in this country. Their mindset is just to jump and do what despite is doing. Yeah. Mami siswe we mao. Mesrao bebre. You have not gotten there. You have not arrived. Because no, at a tender age of 16, 18, 19, no, you Benz. Now Benz, that time I DKC much Benz, now obey. In January 16, 18, 19, you Benz. If you will feel say, Washasa conform no TV so Momuchi Bentley no muchi this car. So that's the conclusion. What draw say that's it. There is hope here. If we don't force ourselves, hope. I'm not to that understanding.
Yes.
How can a normal person looking at the state of Ghana now rather choose to go to Ukraine? How can a normal person do that?
But the other thing is, Oman, how you are passionate discussing this, no? Do you think, sir, the people in authority, the people who have been given power to manage the affairs of this country, they see things from the perspective of do they see, sir, there is this looming danger coming? Because at the end of the day, if the youth, the numbers we are seeing, see, voters register 17 million, now 9 million between the ages of 18 and 35. It tells you the numbers we are looking at.
Yes.
Now, there's how numbers thing in that is where I think, say, political leadership would have to sit back and say, where are we taking this country to? How do we make sure we get to the level we engender some hope in the youth of this country? If they are not able to answer that big question, because we should know, say, governance is a serious thing.
Yeah.
And when people vote for you, they entrust their destinies, their hopes, their future, and everything into your hands. And it's a will take a decision, and that's why Ukraine president, current one, the appointees, say, and me picture, me portrait, and more office.
Yeah.
For you and a anytime you are taking a decision,
you look at these.
Lift your eyes and look at the picture. Now, who's a decision I'm taking? Would it inure to the benefit of my children? If we don't get people in political leadership with that mindset, now you say, okay. It is sometimes I wonder, say, it is a cabinet meeting. If there is one thing I want to observe, I want to be in a cabinet meeting and observe
how things go,
the kind of things they talk about,
the solutions they bring,
the things they talk about. Because I cannot, for the life of me, imagine why. Say, a started project with planting for food and jobs, which had an objective. The objective, they say, we want to either limit it drastically and make sure, say, we keep some of that hard-earned foreign exchange in Ghana. And what I would ask myself, they say, we've implemented PFJ for bare 5 years, Oman. In 5 years now, if I'm president, I say, we are great minister, but cabinet meeting. I want you to come and present to me, say, ye can say ye de emo, ye de sorghum, ye de ebro. Now you import ebro $15 million every year. You started PFJ for 5 years. See ebro importation, about 6 million, about 5 million. And you show with concrete data that is missing from the conversation. I don't see the seriousness I attach to governance that would engender the hope in the youth of this country.
Well, Obi,
that's my only worry.
That's why I said but it is always that collective responsibility, or more, a bigger chunk of responsibility. But Obi, if you don't psych, a minimum mentality, and say, Ghana pass over to Ghana, that from day one. I do not found it.
And we have to work on something.
Yes, those mentalities that are coming after.
Yeah.
The money who can catch us. If everybody drive to the point of politics, where all professionals think that before you become successful in Ghana, you need to be a politician. That's why we are finished.
Yeah.
And we are gradually getting to that point. It is careful to see a new year. Now, this scenario, people will rush to Nigeria, go to Ukraine, seek asylum in Ukraine in moments like this.
Ukraine.
And the picture here is that of course, Of course, someone would tell man to say no. So I did $3,000, $4,000 krana. Okay, can see any week, maybe $4,000. Or catch all the bills or go through.
And easy.
You have no idea.
But on my own, my dear back also was here. Shani can't wasem. Unse the youth no, we learn. Most of us learn through observation. Well, it is a Ocean system. Name is here, Oman. Who are those genuine role models? Genuine. Emphasis on genuine. Genuine role models are the youth will look up to any number one. Number two, NSA. When you want to remain in Ghana and grow in Ghana, what are the support systems?
That's the conversation.
Everyone who say,
that's the conversation.
Okay, I can be here.
That's the conversation.
I can come up with an idea. And I would see the growth of my idea to that maturity stage. Do we have that? Because youth no who sa nyoma na. Na omu who say bibi sa koso baby they would want to go there. Number 3, Oman NSA. As a country, what do we celebrate? Value system when you celebrate as a country.
We don't.
In the end, no, the cheddars are big in this country. And you think say, you see a brand be the cheddar. They be our dressing as a soldier ni. Now, or say uniforms are say crest be na bomo obi anga hwenchre no nam kroma and okay at the end say unyeska o man dey open me in the end dey me so kwa bia me fa so unyeska bia me so me fa so unyeska because unyeska nkwa na ye ebi mo driver mo yeska fo o mo car o mo nyusu number plate aden
exactly
onyusu number plate obi anga hwenchre no obi timi sha atare bia yusu coat of arms anyhow let me head your pay bia unyeska ni and a young man a unyeska. And the system is not able to check that person. It means we can just car. Then I'll do everything possible to make money. You know, I think we have to go back, recalibrate, and look at our value systems again, and see how best we can inculcate that in the youth, and build genuine role models for the youth. I will say, okay, this man started from A, waba B, and or C, or could D. So it means we follow that same way. But it's looking at see, just I wish even the big time role models are either said by grand design. We do everything possible to tear them down. Indeed, there's really nothing to look up.
Bring them down. Bring them down. Nazobi, you can see people. You take off even that word genuine because genuineness now difficult to come
subjective.
Yeah, take off that word. There are people who are revered in society in this country. But anyhow, and the country and the people in authority and the media, we have been supportive of such people and such acts. Idea here abnormal, no? Ya continuum na normal. It is no. Those people are all retreat. Yeah, young Kasa 90, Sam Jonah.
Yeah.
Or they just look within.
Yeah.
No kodin komo kakre bi no. Or they na nim na edu na nyame ye na dom na eno kra no. Or they hwe boa hodo afafa na chi na. What did nipa to walk up park in so? What is nipa to walk up sa park in so? The problem is that the system, because we have all benefited over time, loose statements, biano, loose acts, biano, ya allow mana koswa besine. We are not rectifying that these are the areas that we have to put up the challenge and correct those impressions. If you talk about people that we look up to, there are a lot of people, if genuinely we want to look up to in this country that we live in now. Joyce I. Joyce I.
Yeah.
There are a lot of genuine people in this country. They are all retreating because, Maza, akwada ono ye na no free no fo anu na ono na no take akra bi na oba na nsima woka ne dia wotro ne atema odi no and the country seems to be supportive of it. Society seems to be supportive of it. Political parties seem to applaud and even give those people certain revered positions in society. You are shocked. So dear part of the cotton now. And no na make us say sa ngoma na ya tro from the national security point of view no. As sa ngoma no almost every institution in this country, every establishment in this country, now spread it over what Muslim for any churches are on. Because if we don't even understand our core value, we don't have no idea. Country Ghana, your core values are whatever we do, we'll just be doing it for doing its sake. Whatever we do. Obi, I am worried because it's a shameful act on the part of any young man. Say a brave woman. You are able to compare Ghana to Ukraine there. Oh well,
And there is there is one thing going forward. So Oman.
Yeah.
Also, anytime say you could do level like your policies, no, and you inclusive in the end, no, to be able to rise to become, let's take even a president of this country. In the interest of Menewa, Oman, to become a president of this country, one, the school you attended.
Yeah.
Number one.
Yeah.
The family you are from.
Yeah.
And so, there are some 20-25 families be in Ghana.
As if said, those are the families that are supposed to produce our presidents.
And it's something we have to watch. But the point is, we'll get to that. Say, I can say a man for lose hope in the system.
Opportunities are not available for everybody.
Opportunities are available. In the some small people be.
Yeah, skewed.
You know, a lit few.
But Omanhene is skewed.
Omanhene
is skewed. Omanhene is skewed. You call hospital, I mean control. You call hospital. Omanhene kwabna santini. I'll be given a certain preference over the others. I don't enjoy it because minim nipa no timni kra nipa ndo ye. Sebi wo bia woti radio chinto bi animo. Omanhene is skewed. One of the things that abwa krama ene obiti eye hwidiem and as obiti eye bumprugo timiko Wesley girls and the changeover of this placement a certain level of genuineness abem. Yes sir. Akakane ndi obi. That's what nipa ya catch on for Wesley girls ne holy child ne achimota ne every girl since roses mo. And
that's why I found Professor Bondi Simpson
catch on for that.
Professor Bondi Simpson proposal say yenyi computer placement and selection system no. Ne simple reason they say schools be what tradition and sa computer selection break is our tradition no. It is a infantipema. Who's infantipema? The old boys be your families be your more call for the infantipem. In the computer I found that thinking very very worrying. Say you encourage sadi na emwa because if for nothing at all, man, computer we no actually say wo jura ishiem na jura 2 man 2. Now bo homode we betime nya infantipema.
I bet in what Mako Wesley girls. Ishiem. What is the better what to such places?
And we have to jettison our proposal for Professor Bonds, you know.
Krachi in Tumuru, one of the core villages in Odom. How do we get that opportunity? And you Obi, the problem is that cake na yeche. Is skewed.
Yeah.
And nipa kakrebi na edi cake no. It is a triangle no base nipa bebre no and a strong nipa kakrebi na edi. So that's the biggest challenge I have now. How many times haven't we sat here? Placement issue by no parent or guardian should pay any amount of money whatsoever. So the man agent be and I say Obi say
amount for tria. And the Director General of Ghana
saying that Obi
Atrakoma police for
investigation. Enra.
Yes.
Enra. Enipa be me miensa. Mama pass it. And they are highly competitive. Nankasabi 11 and max people have taken them 5,000 Ghana cedi, 7,000 Ghana cedi, nipa 3. Just tell us those people are more this Jumano institution kura more this ankwada neko. Now you share how best we can really cut off these things because one kasa pressure na obi nipa saying they bring 7,000, 5,000 cedis for placement. Nipa saying. Yeah, all that the Ghanaian knows. Now, so we cannot solve our problems, which we know how to solve them. We can solve them. We are practicing the same old things. What's the Baba skills?
Yeah.
It's only just 5-10 minutes. Got us a one crying na a display, a fee, na a denominator self at the problems of this country cannot only be on the burden of political parties in government. It should be a collective responsibility aimed at say in this case the New Patriotic Party.
Yes.
Say a certain hope to the country and its citizens, i.e. especially Yes, we have a big problem.
It's a big challenge, and my worry is that if you speak to Ghanaian youth now, and we will bring me back to the conversation the last time I had on Clubhouse, I mean that conversation, say Osha questions and the youth in Ebusa, and when say all their questions hovered around Obi, say yeba Ghana, is there hope? Yemfra Bruchrimra Ghana, na Yemetra Ghana, Enye Juma. Ultimo say, these are a group of young people. They are absolutely not interested in coming back to their motherland. And I think say Bibi Ohe was here, because for every country to develop, you need the combined expertise, skills, everything of all your citizens everywhere in the world, just to come down, put them together, and help build. One of the things we will say, yeah, can we, yeah, can, and say, youth, and so now your expectations are cost through Bribeno.
You look at taste.
You free, say, the people in the political class are not giving us the opportunity, and we are losing interest in Ghana. Youth Kakranos no opportunity to be part of the political system, no?
Then
what do? How do they discharge themselves? How? The few youth in how many youth in any political office and off the top of your head, Robert Marcus say, this guy is the next big thing. How many are they? There are some of them around, but how many? Against the number of youth and your opportunities. And in as much as we all want to critique the system and think, say, and now when you go to Nigeria, the biggest conversation in Nigeria now, they say, changing the age at which somebody can become a president from 40 to I think 35 or so. And yes, in line with pushing that, and it's because the African population is increasingly becoming youthful. In the Bebrena Free say, I will see a change in constitution. But you must say, youth now MIA president, or more any ministerial appointment, or more any head of the various SOEs. What are they doing? Are they making a better case for more youthful appointment to the sense you a 35-year-old, a 40-year-old occupying the seat of the president?
Yes, such age group.
And Oman, say 40-year-old be to entrust the destiny of this country into his hands as president. Who readily comes to mind with the experience, even though any age or 40 years, but all the gravitas, the experience, that level-headedness to manage the affairs of this country. And we should always be very careful the kind of things we ask for and the demands we make when we are not very much prepared. And I think we should focus on preparation, trusting the process, doing what we have to do at this time, your opportunity now, to be able to make a very strong case for the youth of this country.
There's too much shortcut
some of the
mentality.
Things the youth are doing.
There's too much shortcut
when
mentality.
given the opportunity, they will be even more corrupt than the people we are complaining about. But and share Nooks elections. Nooks elections. I mean, say Ebimo said they are not happy about process and how So you declare yourself as president when you've not been voted for. I mean, where from this idea of power at all costs? I mean, it's terrible.
It's an open space.
It's terrible.
It's an open space, Obi. It's an open space.
We have to be a bit
that
more
space now and checked, And on it's an open space. Until say no, you have agencies in the government who are appointed. You have check system, Obi. It's an open space. And only a problem, no. You see, any challenges with school placement. Nipa de biya da yitu esika fanche. You solve it. You see a recruitment or immigration service, police service, military. You know these challenges are repeating for years. It's not been solved. In fact, you have more across their mind.
Yes.
You see, no. You see, Kasemon to or man over years. Abayan be abana so for ma. No, or the question is Kasemon to what have we continuously do?
Yes.
Say, oh my way no. Yeah, team first excuses at the end of the all the times. We are not doing anything. The same situation that woman or free so for the same situation.
Yes.
And the Besaba, the CD, the CD, every day the CD.
Enra may catch I think I said it here. Enra say, so share your president in your opportunity in the foreign media. Now omokoye interviewer. Oman say what follow trend now. The questions they are asked, mostly are from about 3 or 4 areas. So because some interviews are former President Kufuor in the foreign media. The President Mills here, the President Mahama here, the Nana Akufo-Addo aye. It's either on the Ghanaian economy, on corruption, LGBT issues, What it tells me is, especially on corruption and economy, meaning say we are not solving problems.
No, we are not. Oh,
on the economic front,
not.
And
we are not.
And as far as the fight against corruption
we
is
are
concerned,
not.
Because I think John Mahama went to former President Mahama called DW or so.
We are not.
For the 12 minutes, no, it's centered around corruption and economy.
Yeah.
Now the interviews are on the BBC Hard Talk.
We are not.
BBC
LGBT
corruption economy.
Yeah.
In almost every now and then. And I think that is why political leadership should sit down and see, say,
there's something wrong.
Where are we taking this country?
Interviews how well has their responses reflected in the country that they are mukasa about it? Oka corruption. The president of the land. But one of the roads I said that it's not about the Atamils, so for the currency, John Mahama's creation of additional offices. It's not about Nanados coming to say additional offices to check corruption. It is whether we mean what we say. Edian from a power now for special prosecutor officer. Edian from Obi. And no, from a power now that office special prosecutor from an amount for. No, me pay for France. But me see them from details, detail it to something like in the group, many group. You call back and forth interpreting the powers and the powers that have been invested in that office, how to make sure on paper. If you look at the special prosecutor's office,
corruption.
Now on paper, be there to me office no one. Any partisan office, an office that can openly take anybody on. From the business world to the political world to whatever, and we contrary to stated regulations. The office now can corruption. Now corruption come out office no one share. It is 2 minutes away and munyam no way.
Now corruption you can akaime what the nonsense Speaker of Parliament I can't question Nyantakyi.
The downfall. Dante's downfall was the fall.
And I'm a Ghana football I for. And I'm like, the Speaker of Parliament. I'm gonna throw the speech, man. And then your speech. I'm just on a off the record conversation on. Hey, because I mean this whole idea say Ghana football apron strings is tied to Kwesi Nyantakyi. And without Kwesi Nyantakyi, your football asa.
No, it was a very loose comment. Not comment anymore. I'm saying the rift, Sometimes also Michelle won't Dominic Jackson by come on, you're careful, Kakrabia. Near who say cameras here, so nobody downplays the role that Kwesi Nyantakyi.
He did well.
Nobody downplays that.
Yes.
But the system was caught up in some way. If you say those things there, you are encouraging a certain level of.
I mean, who does that?
Yeah, it is you are on command, you didn't behind the scenes, and you're on command. You be a camera Obabeka.
Yes.
What I say, intimacy, no.
Because when we are trying to build, and mind you, say, one of the institutions of state, our constitution, the power to check the exercise of the executive, parliament.
Yeah.
And by extension, the parliament cry an institution also in the fight against corruption in the executive. Financial malfeasance, misappropriation of funds, and parliament play role. It is the head of that arm of government.
I don't know. Probably
should not be seen to be passing some of these comments.
Until the dynamics of Kwesi Nyantakyi case,
a case which is in court.
I want to pardon him because yes, people will subject him to other critical whatever. But I think that one, as of the time, say, two, on take Kwesi Nyantakyi full story and
the idea say, why did Ghanaians do that? I say, Nipanana or Kosro. And
a chain bar from.
I agree, say, that attitude, no, to some extent, Ghana will be episode. They pull him down tennis, But again, say Bibi Ankoka Papa, and also any
truth or reservations about the operations of Anas.
So then come out and say that. And let's subject that to critical scrutiny.
Probably that's what he wanted to say. Because who did it? It's Anas.
No, but even that,
it is all
even that.
Open once a meeting. Maybe Uncle Barnas in maybe our subject for investigation.
No, if that is the point,
yeah, because clearly,
and let's examine.
Clearly, if you say Nyantakyi down for it's tied to Ghana Black Stars or our football, yeah, but that's not true. Who caused that thing? It's a mess.
But even that, no, what did Anas do wrong?
But that's what I'm saying, sir.
Yes.
Also, say Anamo Anas 2 years, but the balls to talk about is I disagree probably with the approach of Anas. I mean Anas.
And they say that, and let's have that discussion.
Yeah, but
you made a general statement.
So when you say inference is what is the way. You look further, deeper into it, because that statement, was uncalled for. Looking at his position, it was very uncalled for. Because yes, sir. Now the person said, "Dia cost you na 70 bi work court. Mia who do akofa nyina
including FIFA. Well, he claims FIFA executives when they catch him and say, "Adena Ghana for years." And I'm like, and FIFA na the panel.
Are we surprised at some of these comments from the speaker? Obinaso no akasa na 1-2 bi kra no. Speaker otimi throw note say release the buffering officer. Obeka say speaker no na obi na ekontokwa. You know, so sometimes to and then when you attain a certain height in life, you have no choice but to live a certain lifestyle and fall for a certain order. It is speak already on the pluses, but one is we set a lot of records. We have set a lot of records, even though we've not experienced this kind of parliament before. Some of the things that have happened under this 8th parliament, under his watch. Onuye, one of our revered, experienced politicians and parliamentarians, and an astute lawyer. I think that most of the things I see when I under the watch, majority of them were too much avoidable. Mm-hmm. It was sad the way the Kankwana, he's not going into areas of controversy. Probably he's lacking understanding of the Anas situation.
But do I get the impression, say, as a speaker, he seems to be talking too much?
Well, you cannot stop him from talking, but he should talk well. You cannot stop him from talking. You can't stop him from talking. And you also understand, no, be talkative. But nya kasa sa keke. What do I know you be wo? Nya kasa keke. E kasa wo can I say e kasa. E boa ma adwumadie potedu asi wo no. E boa ma mpuntuo ni kan koba. De to so e say e kasa Ghana for betimi hu say no. Sa nipa ni baabi o gina die. Nyame anim ne kure ni kasa no e ho te enwonya mum ne kuredie wom. Enya kasa bia keke na also speaker na wo. I respectfully disagree. Yeah. Not just talking.
And me, the man, now my worried, ne say, and it's good you brought this angle about, say, if you have a problem with a NAS approach, any other. Why I'm worried, ne say, the commentary he ran feeds into the perception, say, oh, in some trough, when you be crying, your mind problem. Say, what is the answer? No?
Yeah.
And the media, I don't know problem. Media the problem of this country. There's a low hanging fruit in the BBNia, and you find even politicians saying that. Politicians.
Yeah, when you create the news.
Politicians.
When you create the news, when you create the news, when you create the mess, and then we have the guts to talk about it.
Can you believe that?
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem. It's when you create that news now. Here we are. Now, we will take a bit of a blame because you move into a honor. A choir assemble a fast way can.
Yes.
Either we distort.
Of course, I agree.
Either we exaggerate. Mm-hmm. Either we sensationalize. These are the areas. If you are not distorting, you are not doing sensationalism or exaggerating, and you are going by the dictates of what Emrekuni shall say, you have to be fair, you have to be bold, you have to just look up to the situation and just discuss it. You have a problem. Obia criticize, say, Abia Centroni A and B and C, what you might will say, say. Being a part of a political party as a journalist, it has no issue, Me issue is say. Bre obeje ebe abetena microphone no and abafa pen say wo tro and I say obe wadwene say o TV so awokasa no wadwuma no show say even if you are with NDC and what they are doing is not right, you have that right. It's a professional right to speak to the realities on the ground. Who we are, what the partisan ideas naba. Who are MPP, and as we speak now, why do we have to say because I'm a journalist and I serve NPP's interest? I cannot say. But we are Ghana. Yeah. MPP be fedi, NDC be fedi because we MPP cannot be in power for 20 years. It's not possible. It's not. So whatever you do as a political party and the sympathizers, say a greater percentage of Ghana. Now, interest because yeah.
And that's why we had a problem with chairman of Swamp.
Yes, because Obi, so we better so say gapo habo chair. Di enkwa na mada. If you better now chair, board chairs now 4 years not be You get a lot of benefits from Ghana. So what Ghana deserves, which will spread forth to the majority of the people, the base, why don't you give it to them? Already no crowd call your board chair and as I call CEO and director general. Wono okwa yankra temu a enyoma yahye gu ha ma pa se kona kwa enjoy na for ye adwumade no it is special prosecutor mekra menka mentisa yi KPA ode ato ama wo so kan o say ono no susue mu no obe pese these director generals and chief executives and all those communities no they will get KPIs to work with and just check those things because be on ma okotena ba bia yeso director general oti hosa as director general na wakojina ketua na asa na okonanim no akwadnya ketua no obi ho oti say CEO oti hosa I say MMDC e come at me IGF na amade a onwene adwene bia ntra ne tiri ni so enkohwe baabi obetima generate ana partnership bi obetimi akom ama ne community na say ne village na nya nsusuanso e positive there be so oti ho ade bi oti radio so aka say ni IGF ma e common fund mayo we ma de bia that's no return for development. So the people who also give positions of authority to in this country, we should be mindful of those people. Yes. We should be mindful. We should be mindful of those people. It
comes down to, to that. Say,
I can confidently tell you, a lot of members of parliament, even the confidence to go to their colleague ministers to lobby for progress. A lot of our members of parliament, the confidence to even go
to another colleague minister,
even in the same party. So I don't know why you don't want a certain level of timidity. A certain level of timidity. They are no never kawashe. It is here kasa. Yes, sir. Obia applies a baby. The country we have, Ghana. We don't have a choice than to collectively build this country. Yes, sir. It's that day now, my for misbehave with a binomo misbehave with no. That day, no, it was a big blot on our democracy. Some of the parliamentarians, no, they still behave as if someone represents student representative council. SRC4. Some of the members of parliament, they are still behaving like student representative council for mono or mude CN nukes for mude CN. As in crown. Some of them they still have that mentality. Some of them still they have that mentality. Some boyish attitude, no. They still have it. Because we are reaction ko awon no be say mrama me mediswa. Bibia chichiro. Ne bibia chichiro. Say usu ne oban no ne ye bia be bia no. It is a conform to a certain standard that majority of Melbourne Ghana form pay in foreign no, they will look up to you. Ye ram rashabe game say who was sika na won fa na ko school and anim kasante ram rashabe jomo. There's a certain code there. You need to fall within that code. Na rashabe da form mutimi fro baby a speaker of parliament e ko twa konya. Your rashabe da form mutimi fa ballot paper e ko chair Hussein boat. Your rashabe da fo a omo no omutimi to blow e cha azuma ne je finish. And we are happy. We are copying wrongly. So, one, essentially beneficiaries of the system, we can't talk about it. Two, essentially abnormalities are normal. Correcting it, it becomes a problem for us as a country. That's the problem. That's the problem.
And even before we make progress, at least in common way, revolves around one big thing: creating opportunities for our youth in this country to build a country that develops inclusively. Na obia so ebenya echefa ewo man na yenina yeshe. And it comes back to the whole thing about opportunities for our youth, because you're forming the biggest chunk of the population. There is this article I was reading, and it says, by the end of this century, according to the UN, almost 50% of the world's youth will live in Africa. This will lead to one of two outcomes. Outcome number one will be a global disaster with billions of unemployed African youth. Outcome number two is much more beautiful. Can you imagine what would happen if we unleash the most energetic and creative workforce in the world with skills and entrepreneurial training. This could be one of the greatest forces of global economic prosperity this century. I choose to believe the second outcome is possible, but it will require us to do things differently. Let's put our heads together and think of other ways that we could rapidly scale up our youth and turn a looming disaster into one of the greatest opportunities this century. And this holds true for the Ghana situation. Say, and you know, Ghana population, your median age, I can say 19.5. It presented two outcomes, Oman. A disaster with millions of unemployed Ghanaian youth. And now say, an opportunity to unleash the most energetic and creative workforce with skill set compared to any other anywhere in the world. Near Timidia building into people in the political class. They should listen. And I commission Chum ne Jackson so munye adwuma bi ema me oman. Na ye hwe nneoma mienu. Number one, and they say from the year 2001, and of course I'll take 2001 because that is when you starting who sa youth related initiatives no ebi. In the present Kofo started with under Kofo NYEP. Oman from NYEP up till date. Say ye kind the number of similar programs are abaya who do a rolling out. And we identify the problem, and the only solution is that we throw money at the problem and just coin slogans in the NYEP, GIDA, YEA, LESDEP, YesDep. What's the name? Yes. NEIP. And they use that in the a number of these initiatives. And we shall man so we'll go through the budgets, the various budgets since the year 2007, 2008 air banner. And so we cumulatively sika ye throw at some of these initiatives man billions of dollars because over YesDec $80 million. And that's 80 million Ghana cedis. YesDec the same thing. YEA 400 million. Or China way 200 million. Or China way 100 million. Supposedly, these initiatives are supposed to do what? They are all supposed to do one thing, create youth employment opportunities.
Exactly.
And we are still talking about youth employment as an issue. Exactly. Meanwhile, you throw billions of dollars. And we need a proper rethink rather than creating opportunity for a few to benefit from the problems in the youth unemployment problem. And we only are good at creating schemes in the youth in driving, youth in pothole patching, youth in youth in afforestation, youth in agric, youth in doing way. Near creative problems now, problems. Yeah, creative schemes for people to enrich themselves, and the problems still remain. And we need a rethink of how I solve problems in this country. It's not helping.
I'm happy.
It's not helping at all.
I pray. I pray that the relevant bodies and authorities
yes,
some of these things they will pick it up and then work around it. Because even this morning, Monday, the MPP communication, they've gone to sleep on this matter of e-levy. This morning, even on BGM on my show, Obi, e-levy, the understanding of the NDC and the understanding of the MPP,
yes,
but that electronic act now passing it down,
yes,
specify exactly what areas that are going to be covered by the e-levy. Ni pasena omunim sadien. Any pasen and omunim sadien. So until we take Ghana's responsibility to be our responsibility, because Ghana is us. If we leave Ghana in the hands of some few people to manage it there, we have a problem. If we do that continuously, we have a problem. There were a lot of toothless institutions and agencies where we
graduate entrepreneurship and business support project. In the Ghana Youth Employment and Entrepreneurial Development and GIDA, GAPS, graduate entrepreneurship
people who are just around the opportunity.
Omanhene proposal and connected to the system. The proposal and then it's approved.
We are so wicked to the extent of any party road ministry. First, construction companies they are lazy. So government agencies, baby, when they finish doing this and they come back to say the times are tougher, what do you expect that we should tell them? Can an unquan editing system in him?
It's too much.
Too much. Can an unquan? Everywhere you enter in this country, office be Obi feel say it's a man sika and son will proceed to do the next thing. Omanhene sanity.
Value.
Yes, Omanhene. Because value. Bibia ni we ashanso de ebo honum. De one no face masks, no where value.
The values.
No face masks, no entry.
And how are we in we empire here ka we no. Say employ mabunu sisi ade I am paying for Oman as we speak. What are we teaching omo e wo KGs sisi a? Omo e wo class 1 to class 6. Nioma be na ye kire won.
Now no class 1 crying teacher ne kwa oda soma teacher ni da soma akora no eso na so say yesa hojo wie ma for about 1 hour
say why boni and say mo fa ba mo
na wa obi eno kura ho nsem bebre teachers nkwada o ma fo aba me wa teacher na o ma akwada so na so akwada wo 8 years so na so adanko de na akwada ni ahangi wie mu sa na wo panimu kwa akwa fit e wa kakra no hangi wie for 4 minutes quite be senseless, heartless people, corrupt and dishonest people. You were journalistic work for almost sensationalism, exaggeration, and blackmail. You were a mass of Mugujoma, Omubuni Pafasosa, Chobos from 95 to 150 cities. Because $1. Why dare you find the $1 the Chobos in them? I don't go for them, $1. Any troubles in them?
Na say men okay.
Have educate me. What they say, my mommy so they be nyadi. Troubles so I don't go for any $1 in them. Troubles so they will be the catch. They be me or they be my ayira mami. Time new them.
Na troubles no ye mfa prego mo bom. Ana troubles dan say ye mfa prego nya.
Oh yeah, was
na prego na no mo fa free.
Oh, it don't be Michelle.
No, but I think of Momo I don't know, actually. But it doesn't. I'm not holding breath for anybody. Some people are genuinely wicked. I mean, genuinely wicked. Was all the opposite? Price along inflation trends. Inflation, you're saying, how can you price a product from 150 to 350 Ghana? How is that possible? How?
I dare 175, now 350.
How?
And then they buy.
How? The inflation cry. How? I mean, Charlie.
This is the BIT chroma, the BIT chroma. And I'm see the BIT ha. As it bring a BIT dada. Every Christmas is a tough Christmas. Whatever Christmas is super tough. Bring a BIT or my woman. Ye dear, I catch us with ye. Ye dear me once a peda. Until I'm come documentary. And some are Ghana for can as
those times.
And one at this time. Sansem na ni that's repeat anuntina obeda so akokuma se sports stadium Accra sports stadium okoye washroom yemfa boge enye swine poto Accra sports stadium poto Kumasi sports stadium super poto,
and there's a whole state institution with the director general. Obi, you think the politicians don't know how to solve these unemployment issues? It's just another means of chop as usual. I really appreciate you guys. More fire. Ghana will be transformed by you guys. Or say, and in Prengo movement, you and Oman would not kill us. So that's Prengo inflation. I hear you, my brother. We say, I'm not holding breath for Ablade in a fear kumazongo. I don't know. And they can't address our phones. And I would see a radio station phone. We say Obi. Please wish Daniel Benjamin Owusu Jr. a happy birthday for me. May God continue to bless him and may all his wishes come to pass. Thank you. Elliot, LPIWC.
Okay, birthday,
Daniel Benjamin Owusu Jr.
Quickly enough, so once you are your birthday, is it the presidential advisor on media?
Yeah, Oboshi Saikofi.
Yeah, presidential advisor on
media.
And then the birthday.
Presidential advisor on media and communication.
Media and
strategic communication.
You could see saying on Asempa FM.
Good at these titles.
Asempa FM.
Presidential advisor at the office on this, at the office of the presidency. Hey! New Patriotic Party.
Oboshi Saikofi and the birthday. Happy birthday to you. Madam lived to be 94.7.
Honestly, wahwe ne husu ye wa manyo semu pa. Wahwe ne husu ye pa e wa manyo semu.
No controversies really. Yeah.
You know, why to say maami a also wahwe ne husu ye pa wa manyo semu. Elizabeth Ohene, you know, still looking like 45 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wahwe ne hu ye pa. You know, who contractors are the contract, road contract mama. They come to give excuses. That the kwana ye no magic contract ni bi ba kwana ye no problem you so ye who contractors every day they are giving excuses. My brother, who contractors every day they are giving excuses.
Happy birthday to Sister Ama Aso.
I don't know, I'm not casting be am in the kazana.
No a contractor.
Oh, your contractor say. Oh, that the capital reducing that's not filing or a contractor. Obi. What capital radio you know a contractor now on papers I know. Me see, me catch now or a genuine contractor. But the excuses that they keep giving it's not the best. No, the cable transform Ghana.
Angela Malcolm and go for Angela Malcolm. Where's a happy birthday to Sister Ama Aso Brobe. God sleep bless your new age. Akosuya Tiwa Ajimfra. Happy birthday to Sophia Ojija. Omanhene himself, we have to talk about Sana Wako. Your friend is saying, you know, the speaker has referred 3 MPs to the privileges committee.
And our regional minister,
Henry
Adjoa
Asafo. Say, Omo may say parliamentary sitting days, more than 15, without permission from the speaker.
Yeah.
What it means, they say potentially, operational when potentially, there could be 3 by-elections in parliament. Say if they are not able to defend themselves well.
Now who can we be so a guy because be say homontiasi.
Because there was nothing wrong.
Who can we Gabi Zuko Kayaman for as your Montiasi? Yeah, potentially.
Yeah.
Usha said the CTM
potentially.
You know what the speaker has done on this matter? Minority now. They wanted at once vacation of their post to
speaker at once. Declare so
yes, at once those positions. No. Then what the speaker has done is that it's not possible because so when Tieni Pano Kwano Nanu Disema circumstances can let you forget about even the 15 days based on where you find yourself, what is going on. So I think the referral to these privileges, reasons why these people know or more absent or more send there's going to be a report back to the speaker.
Yes.
The speaker will then action it. I'm happy that we are applying all the needed laws in parliament. Some of them as I see a sheni near such them or Ghana Mrado Duana or Waobi. And I see a sheni such them. That is why the other time Dr. Atubi Gamekacha and say or call rounds na ninim dien ne munyam na pound for on this constitutional review matter. I think they should be pushing because there were certain critical areas that they thought that after going around Ghana, Ghana forecast say those kind of changes a constitution, but you didn't push. You rather pushed another area. Abba on my Ghana ba a recipe for a coup. So I say, yeah. So if you are not careful, Esan say bring in ano. You no correct can form. You no correct as and when. Baby a jina and a die and a determine you no correct as or mine. That is why continuously I'm pleading with you. Say, Yema national security for strategic document. The core values of the country Ghana. Why you are a Ghanaian? Why you are a Ghanaian? I don't know why I'm a Ghanaian because I'm in the Bewo Metro Ghana. Baba free Kumauna man free Afro. Baba free Achim Kwabe. And the woman to be them Ghanaian. We are Ghanaian. I was saying. So we are Ghana near Nye was said any say, no maker. Nye was said any say, we a doctor, no be bow. At that time, no, Ujini Pankwa is better not to be on your phone talking to last night. Party be amukoya buruya of film. Nani panito no bre. We Ghana near Otia say, Obi tia for service, ECG Ghana water me permita. It should be your worry. So, but you provided that service, no, Edia Mano. We Ghana near, Udu a Jumum 9:45, right while late dada. Oh, 300 12:30, Emko Blemobi. So, we Ghana near. Ya more Juma say, ye or Ghana nema. Oh, ya can a city bia and bia sama. We simply don't know why we are Ghanaians. We don't understand the first value or values of being a Ghanaian. The essence of patriotism and love for the country, but the Ghana. I don't think a lot of propaganda talk on mischief. I didn't know or your honorable member or your century or bois. I didn't know bois. We are still in that slavery mentality, no? We owe a certain kind of responsibility to Bruni. Men catch us at Kotia that one. Omokachi say, Aji Bruni the better. Aji Bruni the better. Now our Ghana now are when Ghanaians are excelling where you are going, Ghanaians are overly excelling there. Why can't it be done here? Because Obi Epekat. Osha proposed as a good various ministries about how anyone more any anyone more handsy or multiple brainstorming implementing the frustrations. And so yeah, India for frustrations. China for frustrations. You asked a very important question some 4 months back or 2 months back. How many Ghanaian companies wholly owned can we celebrate on more 30 years and still counting? Near Chichifiable. Because all companies have been either politically exposed or they've been taxed politically.
Yeah. If they can't survive
2 generation after generation,
political regimes. And that's why I always say Oman, the passion with which we have this conversation, it should be the same passion. We are not saying that we are superhumans or we love Ghana more than any other.
No, it can't be possible.
But everybody at least should have that iota of feeling for Ghana. Says when your position be to help build on Ghana, do it with all your might. And that's what our national pledge and our national anthem admonish us to do.
Now cry Ghana for US. Our even citizens. Yeah, to the Ghana national anthem, to American national anthem. Because America be recognized. Now America no one shishani we yanka wo ba beto national anthem.
But maybe there's a
Oman. We be national anthem.
So we a minister and as a head of any institution. I was a woman nipa mienu. The license or the permit to go and do any business in Ghana. That's a back a foreigner, back a local Ghanaian. Your overriding interest should be in how do I help the Ghanaian?
Baby,
that should be it.
Is the foreigner first?
Oh, by any other a foreigner first. Ghana
say these malls must be established. You know? We cannot put 2 Ghanaians or a Ghanaian together to put super malls across Ghana. Is that what you are thinking? Let them start the journey of establishing these giant malls all over. Now the Ghana companies now.
All of a sudden, the assembly, town and county planning department, I'm
telling you.
And a quine on the diameter of the road.
And no frustrated that's why a lot of people who are Ghanaians no. Mama bro father front to Omajuma.
Yeah.
No more kasa tell you That will be my own presidential candidate. Now we the way to a Asaki Udia, where you are calling him because capital radio, you're not the one.
Now okay.
When I say Asaki, you should come here, eat, will make as much as there.
Asaki, I win go be. Now, Asaki, Juma Asaki, Yama importers and exporters will come.
Monsieur Asaki, no, Juma, only make my way. At a tender age, not to school.
Percival.
At a tender age, Kobuse Kumasi.
School way.
Zukwane man kuntebu one SSC Kuntana for accounting school, one of the best in Ashanti which Kopisa. Capital Road marketing department or Eddie Obusa change a bow. Or see what you say and what dress you fit in collaborating. Yes.
Minim uwe he has a meeting about
some number cano. Number to come.
On
Oh. ehia pa titro the you can for contractors into your money. Yes. Oh, a very disheartening. Say obi kokobobo sian free bank. No dia koye adwuma. Na adwuma na waye, adwuma no na correct. Obi a waye we do halfway. Raise certificate. Yes. Na yentua ne ka. Na bia nipa ko no we frustrated. On say akọ free go for bi and go for diesel and go for machines and go for labor ni ade yentua ne ka. Hwe me twene ho a me ase. Because when you do that you are killing the economy. On say as an accountant, you know, maybe believe say obi ko bobo free bank. Na so the be adwuma bi no certificate. Na wutua ne car. Bank ne be for musica. Then the bank will not have confidence. So must be lending to other people. Yes. But here's the case. I don't know you want this kind of first can anko ye first can anko ya de fufuru bi o ko ye adwuma. Our far workers, Ghanaian workers o men o mo ye adwuma. Na wuntua ne car. Ofi say it makes sense. On say o kra de we me say o kwa so Pentecost. Pentecost o kwa obi abedi adanse ya o mo asem bi o mo ka. Omo say enna no pay ya tetremada bodwemu. Mo je di me mo afusani. Na just say what you say. Every economy there should be a blood circulating in the economy. And what is the blood? It's currency, the cash, money. Sika bi flow. So sika na flow, economy will collapse. Though you can be say Ukraine, back on is
Russia.
Never kono. The other one. COVID. Yeah, COVID. We know all this and we are seeing in our head. But we should be able to do certain things on our own. Because yes, cities. Any dollar, any retail contractor car. City near Croman Connie Dino. You did Crobium. Which kind of economists? And I just say, scan a good bank of Ghana now. Yes, that's why conditions so. Now air bono. We cannot borrow that money and pay contractors. If contractors, you are owing contractors, now some may be about $10 billion cedis equivalent. Go to Bank of Ghana and borrow. And borrow that money. That 10 billion from Bank of Ghana and pay them. You consolidate the debt into one. Now if you Bank of Ghana and Jomoka, now we channel. There's nothing wrong with that. Somebody will tell you so when you do it that way, a bit creating inflation. Minimum be a sign inflation, you're free. Because what did Macronica won't try? You know the implications on the economy. So much economy no I start near that there. Masa school no yeah Kobe. Your accounting and also your economics. I'm assuming ye be because when we are accounting on the economics, a job almost so we accountant you don't understand economics. Who told you? It's common sense is junior. Masa contractors must be paid and must be paid on time. So you work regularly and on time. The economy will grow. There's nothing about my support economy, no. And by contractors, then you road contractors. No, I'm talking about the contractor. Other contractors, more government projects. Exactly. OBPA, unim. We don't forget about dollar, no. Dollar, and they say on a dollar, baby. Let's see the say a buying nature. Yeah. It's anything I say where they are buying. Because you see, no. Apart from this, in Chawaha. Oh, now, when you're talking about money, it's about account, ledger. Yes. You just create the person's account. You don't need the paper. The physical paper. You do not create paper. No, paper no. You create the person. The money will go into the person's account. So Bank of Ghana will just create a loan account for government of Ghana, and then they will just credit everybody, and then the banks will take their money. So the banks will now have money to lend to other people, to create jobs and to create wealth in this country. We no too much. Masa, how many do not self-inflicted. And how are you come Ghana? Do not self-inflicted. I mean Obi. See how now Mokabisa was Obi Koya Juma. No Binini Blue. Yeah. It's true. Because who be in the show anyone so I just say no be quite was rise it too much. I see I bring it down. Look at Nyantakyi. Yeah. Somebody decided to I'll quit me the never form. Yeah, I know some quo. Who can say maybe video be by a guy be or UK where a Ghanaian. Yeah. Omo koye anybody was in the chin for be at to be din komobi or the video be 12 on things there. Some yes that mine my day. Just to destroy him. I didn't Bonnie Trimusa. Obi, we know my sometimes be more Obi, Dabi obi ono ma okoso na ya.
Okay, I agree with that.
Obi, who try say why superstar na the whole Ghana obi no. Amafo bi me hu pa. Ba you o to no woni adwomoni bia wo obi ahu. Won kwaje ne girl. Wo so won ko fancy kan ko bio. But so far as ye bo di obi edura wi the whole Ghana. Not Ghana kwa the whole world. Baby Ghana ni obi a won ne je politics wo bia. E di obi Asempa. I mean, many competitor. Eduru sa Asempa this afternoon program. They don't have any competitor. I know it's worldwide. So they will be a bit Asempa. Obi, your body, you know. Hey, Obi, yam. When anybody knows, oh, but when what them book a crown over. It will be to me sure him so here is I go Kofi Apollo. So ye. So them.
I don't know. Also, they be our address come as I don't know. No, you be.
But I dare go free now. They say. Oh, just what you want to ask you. But we need Obi.
No, but our mindset, no, because we say a permeate into several facets of our national life. Say, I say, yeah, come about no crescent in Ghana, no, this pull him down attitude, no, real.
Yeah.
How do we change that thing? Because for me, no, we have to change that thing to get to the level Rebecca say. For this country to develop, no. We have to pull ourselves along.
Exactly.
It is a pull everybody along.
Exactly.
Make sure say your interest should be the Ghanaian.
Exactly.
It is a Kofi Akpalua be a finance minister. Now we opportunity to give tax waivers, for example. You should know say I'm giving these tax waivers to strategically to Ghanaian companies to allow them room and space to grow.
Exactly.
But I didn't hear.
Bro. Okay. Sadia okay. Ghana ni be business. Or be a business na business ni entry deal. Na tax wage and council. I don't know where we got this training from. Obi a be na adwuma on trade on ya hwe o.
Asempa FM.
And as after start business so ma me ko register e with tax. Obi so di ni hu ni no. What is a tax na tax why I say maji tax ni bi. Ni capital no maji bi. I mean it doesn't make sense.
In that same industry, foreign company, they are a tax holiday for 5 years.
Exactly. Ghana in a be a human, you be a human, especially what they do when you say, register, say, so register with tax, register Senate. It's a say, bow. I'm a what you manage to me at Tumpon. No, so no office now, 2 hour tax officer, what you met now in your human. He doesn't care. Because the problem with us is that we don't pay people based on performances. Yeah. We pay people based on say on Jafana Juma say you want to so you want to so Janica. But Kabaya Juma Muno say Tianko for based on performance. Oh, let's say on our big O the mention etika o customer na for this Gabriel over crocron. But I have my buy you man on farm. Now, Minia or Omanhene can be so we will club the conference can't to one man. I mean, this what you know I want to say. A Juma Crana, why you now would you see I know? What you know? I say be a professional, be a fan or a buying institution, be a son on the back, quantify and as obey, you know. One Jessica. No, I didn't want off first too. Nowadays, there's a homemade take now high. This what is going on, and it's wrong. Better than Ghana for it, Ghana ni bia eso nya adwene bi say collectively no ye nyina ya and Ghana
on mining
but we do say we are one at the expense of the rest. I mean it won't help anybody. Right? MPP, NDC is animal na hu hia. So Ghana ni na waba na esa wo boana you have to help him. Man ka say we dey commission anymore your MPP ni we dey mission anymore we angunani mission anymore ya pepeni penis. We have to stop it. See, enjoy signing money there. Young Kobabia. Hey, Obi to me, ya to me show us a quick Pentecost in Timemwana. Because no, you're Muslim. Yeah. And I say, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, assembles and that's why I can't link. No, maybe I go for sign away for you.
I don't get it.
And
we always allow ourselves Asempa FM
divided and ruled.
Along those lines.
Oh yes, because we say then I'm for so take advantage. We say oh no. It must start. You must have to start from the basics and Quran. Yeah. Now you train women so we need to educate people on savings and investment culture. Savings and investment culture. But as our savings and investment culture, and say a tax system, no, so tax system, no, obi was schedule so me sofa tasa near money incentive was okay, then let me invest in somebody's company, on quoted company, be invest more, me not tax waiver, be for 5 years investment on this. Nina and but hey, or mom did no no school.
Yeah, they know.
You know me and the school abroach or minimum, but want to be more abroaching a school. But my near Juma abroach. It's I didn't musia and a mention of and will be one of us or better about 10 years, 15 years. Once you say, Oman and Banner, you must show Munema or Mutumini and Ghost winning danger. Or Fiano Monoco abrocha, be our best school, or Pon school, or Kofi, or Kofia, or Quajuma, or Fiajuma, or Bakwa Soria, on call be a sorry for Flubia. Yes, a beer gun and Ghana top so the restaurant. It's a Ghana restaurant. Our
brochure, but he's still
living in Ghana.
Yeah.
And now car crown to be in Wachi. And Wako mistake our bonting. I'm a yachino. So Sabia also drive careless and now be I say police patrol.
Yeah, 2 driving points. And no one said,
two Oba. No, so keep meet one be say Ghana. Sabrochin Yakono. Maybe let me tell you. When they give Ghana to me,
yes,
I can run Ghana. Trust me. Me can't run for you. Once I make come say a Colombia or Ghana, me president, make you a Colombia car. On Obia one yajuma, you bet you a car. The reason why I will do that is that I want to put money in the system to generate demand activities. Abrofono, they are not paying child benefit and unemployment benefits. This kind of money and abroso. But just to help small businesses to grow. Because Obia was car, Obeto Bibi. It will be Biajumaka Krabia. I'm not some for Timmy Tonitino. And Manina need just over to my a Biajumani. Nama for Sonia Jumai, just to create jobs and create wealth. So, and never be on ma, Yenny Akotana change 1929 to 1933. Once there was a Great Depression. Global Depression. No. And there was this president, Franklin D. Roosevelt.
Yeah.
Okay, America for some farming Cashanes.
You could see saying,
we must have FM. And I'm very doubt to know. Because when she said, no hope, there was no hope. When they gave America to him, he came out with 10 new deals. So that 10 new deals, one of them was social welfare payment.
Yeah.
And the man, did this go wrong with Butum and Momutimetoade? So they mentioned. Then we go to West. Say you see a dying, ya quine, yes, and your money. Ghana Hanum, you are quine, you are deficit. Housing, you are deficit. Education, everything you have deficit. So when you have money sitting at Bank of Ghana, I fairly city, air condition, yes, I electricity, airborne. Let's say it's useless because that money must go and help build housing. Say a building was not in on the
by extension, there will be money in people's pocket. I think our model we've adopted NSA because if you take the Works and Housing Ministry for example, I also provide us a housing for Ghanaians now. The minister will tell you say only budget in for example say be I will see you have 100,000 housing units.
Yeah.
You will need not less than $1 billion for example. That money will not come to you from central government. In your match, I will say, okay, have a funding model. Say private investors be ready, we give them some concessions, no more BC. You think that is not a better approach? We should rather go to the Bank of Ghana, pick money from there and use it to build.
Exactly. Because who say you hear housing, who say you hear we are using figures like you are saying, you hear $1 billion equivalent.
Yes.
$1 billion equivalent is what 7.5 billion Ghana cedis. More like, and that money can be created. You create it, and the purpose is to build that housing. It will build the housing, Sikana beto cement, Sikana beto iron rods, beto materials to build it, beto labor. Sikano that inflation because ember because in the housing, and then the housing become an asset to support. Nipana abet high dino mutitimuno, no mutia. Then you use to service the facility now, Jeffrey Bank of Ghana. So your people will not have good places to call home. So now omune baby do mutrato, but every month to be hano, obetriane dike. I'm quite say, edi payes on about 3 years advance. It's only 3 years advance. About time I mention a check. Was I even the table so ne veranda nimune kiosk nimune sa container house. We need to think because more now comforted down basa mune baby basa no. A bobia ni emuma unko for no. So strategically you pick money and say you are doing this program. Worth of $10 billion. housing. I'm a Ghana Henina and never be do mutrato. A dan basa is zona. We bring them down. Not quite equal day. I have not well structured, layered, and architectural designs. Now, one economy. Says we don't need to go outside this country to go and borrow because the money is sitting there. Create the money to do that. We call it sovereign money. Yes, you can. You know, be an lady. Young one lady. That's what I buy some hot me. Let's kind of go ahead.
Yen trebin ka
that be me say men trust can come men print it can
create
the money. Also Sango for MTN.
Yes.
When they came, they saw opportunity. Opportunity is let's do mobile money. They have created money. And I'm so market this guy. They say Osika be a good machine is Subiano.
Digital currency.
Exactly.
E-money,
and they are passing it on. They've created the money. So we should also be able to create money to do big stuff in this country. Hey, Masa, school no. I call the same classroom, but the only thing is also school there. Yeah, choir na it be the first, it be way. So that make sense. But utranye ya, now.
Wow, be a the first, no. Who
opportunity no.
Now, omo na real class na be your opportunity. No, omo want to truck.
Maybe mo ka se mo say ekroma no bibia kwakwa esa se egofobi. Schools be
families be
and it's certain schools be na and it's true. Ache motafoɔ no ne premperfoɔ ne adade no. But that school no me problem. So mo from say Ivy school, I'm from
Ivy League
schools, you know. Hey, I have a problem with them. She and Cromo Costa schools, you know. Obia no ma where na agege 7 and 9. Agege 7 or 9.
6, 7, 9.
Maximum
8,
9. And it said the top notch.
Yes.
And Kwani assemble to those particular schools. But I say at the end of the 3-year course, you know, and Kwano was saying the team graduated from these schools, Eko University. Compared to Kumasi Academy, also to secondary school, Achirensua and those names. What Kona Achirensua, Ebia a bon phone Nekoguo, but you may not change on better 20 be a Pasco Omanim. But now, sir, Ivy schools now work on, and when be afraid of betting of you. So, I did be some Kwan school. If you understand where I'm coming from, it will say at the Chennai HS and Krano, there's inquiry because we don't check their performances. So this for no let me pass a university because a granny don't no me top notch and a doma it is a craving no more they can't and they are one crown. It is a granny be fairly there. A teacher for no school, they are not doing their work well. The name is God for the say baby if come on say Omon Tiasia said it and Crabapa say amount and quantity.
Not still be fairly.
Hey, Udopa small reporters. No more call on Quadri schools when you know. Nation credit ma omono and for the last 10 years
where they are
exactly then you see say Charlie omo adi bibia to nkra no you know nkra na edini keke e na omo de kona enu ti enu na hwe minia
me ba answer na no home so my main kind message will be the message about on Bank of Ghana and common or say obi short of changing our own laws or circumventing laid down processes there is a lending limit imposed on the BOG to government. That ceiling is imposed by law. So Ghana government cannot just demand or borrow any amount it deems fit from the Bank of Ghana. The laws do not permit that. So we are aware of that law.
Oh, they say, Master School, no, Brofon don't to me true, but I didn't Brofon no to me for Brofon because we are come and I know some of Vorona, Yana Momo post to because the wish, no, but the woman Brofon, no man position. Troka, I'm coming for Bibiama. Hey, Brian bringing self-inflicted. Ghana, Brian bringing in school. We are not applying. Otamana A level and now you
that be me SS.
Tama A level no. Na economics almost way apply.
Yeah, applied economics.
It means so apply economics no. So that me jano. When you basic anywhere now if you know about application no. It almost school no makondo moko susu an hono and they take it to the stadium but to play the match no. Ya kana ye fie nyansa.
E fie nyansa.
Eti fie nyansa no.
Is emra ne moan ayense
That's that one I am no.
Ma me ni nkomo we emra na ye ntoa so ekosi sen so ni me ne the Honorable Percival Kofi Akpalu ena edi enkomo Omanhene Kwabena Asante ye de me here some segment ebro